What's the difference between Mario's new lip gloss, a lip butter balm, a lip oil lip balm lip gloss hybrid, a lip oil, a glossy bounce, so a glossy gel, and our old faithful classic e.l.f. lip oil glow reviver? Let's evaluate.
All right, let's get into it. I'm so excited. I'm riveted.
You should be riveted. It's a mini showdown. The secret dirty truth that nobody wants you to know. These formulas are all the evolution of classic lip glosses. I think there was a moment in the product development life cycle that the Makeup by Mario team wanted this to be a lip oil. This is my personal opinion, but then decided that the market was so saturated that they turned complete hard right and said, you know what? Let's go back to basics. Let's just deliver the highest shine, sexiest gloss we possibly can. So let's put it on. It's gonna look really pretty with this eye look. Split lip evaluation, midnight mauve. From a packaging perspective, right? Because the internet loves to do this. These are almost identical in terms of the packaging. These are not the same formula. In fact, these are gonna be the most separated because this lip oil by Summer Fridays actually has a lot less cushion or body. So I just laid down Mario Midnight Mauve. Here's Summer Fridays in the shade Rosewood Nights. That was hard to read. Maybe I need reading glasses. Lip oil, it came to fruition because there are more oils in the base. While we have things like polybutene, which are really high shine and really sticky, that's what's giving this shine. That stick, that tack is giving more body, more cushion. The lip oil from Summer Fridays feels really thin. And when I say thin, that's when you're seeing the bulk collect here at the edges because the base is so almost watery.
It looks like it's running almost.
Right, because it's so thin compared to the thick, rich gloss textures. What you're feeling on lip is greasier on your left side of Summer Fridays. What you're feeling on your Mario is definitely more cushion, more thickness, more shine. The real question is, as you wear these, what happens to the color and what happens to the pigment? That you start to address and assess over time as a product developer. But more importantly, what you should really be factoring in here and considering is, over time, who maintains the most shine? Because this looks virtually identical on lip as it stands, whereas the base formulas are very different, but they do share a lot of similar ingredients. So the Summer Fridays lip oil, not it, but she's close. So realistically, if you own this, do you need Mario's gloss? Not really. But hey, I'm addicted and I'd probably buy it, but that's up to you to decide. Let's take off Summer Fridays. Let's put on Summer Fridays Butter Balm. While a lip oil has infused lots of nourishing oils, what lip oils don't necessarily have that add a lot more structure are the butters inside the butter bombs, the shea butters, right? This shea butter is immediately gonna give you more viscosity, thick. You can see as it evacuates from the actual container, look at the viscosity. Totally different than your lip oil. Totally different viscosity than even your Mario lip gloss, because lip glosses have more high shine ingredients. There's your gloss, there's your oil, there's your balm. You can almost see the butters and the waxes in the balm, even on my hand as I'm playing. So that waxier, buttery texture translates on lip. So thicker, fuller, but it is gonna break and it is gonna melt on your lips. So let's do this. So we have a fresh layer of Mario. The cushion level is almost identical on these because the minute that the butters and the waxes hit your lips with the high shine materials in the butter bombs, that's when they melt and that's when they come to parity. So what I want you to understand here is that Mario could have easily called this a butter bomb gloss if he wanted to.
Oh, really?
He doesn't necessarily have butters in it, but they could have added shea butter. They have jojoba oil in here, so this could have been a lip oil. The point is, the genealogy of the lip category is insane. There's so much crossover and a lot of confusion that I hope I demystify for you here today. I know that this is such a crowded world. Now, from a shade perspective, I used the shade Vanilla Beige from Summer Fridays, and it looks almost identical on lip to the Midnight Mauve. What's more comfortable? What's more hydrating? What's more nourishing? None of these, this is parity. They're even in my head. If I were to blindfold myself, just the flavor would tell me that the left side is Summer Fridays. But it would be really hard to discern which is the Mario. Now that doesn't mean that you still might be motivated to want to go get these if you absolutely love the color families. But what I want you to understand is that this is such a saturated category and it's so convoluted. We did Butter Bomb. Now I know a big one that you all wanted to know was Say. So let's take Summer Fridays off. Let's take the whole lip off. Let's do Say Glossy Bounce in the shade Push against Mario. This is a totally different pack, by the way. Look at how when the bulk is really full, because I haven't used this shade that much, I've used others. Watch how this comes out. The gloss is so thick, it pushes it out of the vial. That's something that's really interesting. This is not happening with Mario. Just something to note as you're evaluating and you're reflecting. Say on the left, Mario on the right. Oh, once again, these feel virtually identical. I am seeing the slightest more opacity in this shade called Push. The level of shine, super close. It's really hard to get even more shine than this. But Mario is still super shiny. Not mad at it. Also, Say had more bulk release. Let's, for the argument's sake, let's put a little more Mario on so that you can see when you add a little more Mario, you're gonna get more shine, which you can do with any product, but you have to be mindful of stringing if you're gonna do that. This has the same level of cushion. This has the same level of slip. I would say Mario has a little higher cushion now because I added a second layer. So really, what should drive you to the land of purchasing a Mario are colors that you probably can't find in Say's portfolio, which it's an okay reason to buy, but it doesn't mean that you need this again because it's a revolutionary style base. Just to conclude, Say has a little more opacity, which means a little more coverage on lip. I'm still really excited to see how these other lip products feel. Because we haven't done anything drugstore, let's grab e.l.f.'s lip oil. Let's go e.l.f. left side. Let's go Mario right side. Drill the shade.
This is going to be my favorite.
Honey Talks. Now, I pulled e.l.f. because e.l.f. most closely resembles Dior lip oil. Now, the main difference you're about to experience before I even put this on is that e.l.f. is going to have a little bit of a soft stain, pH adjustment in e.l.f. and Dior that you're not going to get in Mario. Okay.
You're going to have really hydrated lips after this.
Literally. I can feel more oil from e.l.f. instantly. An oil that's a little bit more reminiscent of what I'm feeling and what I felt from Summer Fridays. Summer Fridays has just as much oil, I would say, as e.l.f., but e.l.f. has more cushion and more tack. I feel the same way about Dior. Dior has more cushion, more tack than the Summer Fridays lip oil. Compared to the Butter Bomb, for example, e.l.f. has less cushion. I still think the Butter Bomb has a little more cushion, even though the butters and the waxes melt. But when we're comparing this to Mario, again, it's virtually identical on lip. If I were to add another layer of each, I would get more cushion from Mario. So what I want to conclude here, and I want you to understand, just like I did with the last part, is that Mario's gloss, it's more buildable because of the polybutene being the first ingredient. And the buildable nature means it has more stickiness and more tack. And it creates a softer effect on lip when you layer that second layer, which I think is really beautiful. But again, if you own e.l.f., do you need Mario? No, it's a choice. Do I love Mario? Yes. Do I love this product? Absolutely. It's fantastic.
Should you buy e.l.f. instead of Mario?
It's up to you in terms of what your budget is, beauty queens. It's always up to you. But what you need to understand that the only reason this is a lip oil is because it has apricot oil in it, but this has jojoba oil in it. So it could be a lip oil too. It's not to be confused with the gloss. We've convoluted the market completely.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
That's what happens. And this color, slight more payoff in Mario compared to e.l.f. Let's keep going. We'll make our conclusions at the end, right?
Came to some conclusions.
I've come to a lot of conclusions. Now, for me, the truest lip oil on the market, when I say lip oil, actually operates as an oil is Clarins. Because this has a very different base than everything else. There's more high quality raw materials inside this Clarins. However, it still feels glossy in a beautiful way. Oh, I forgot how good Clarins feels. Clarins feels the most different. It's slightly thinner, not as thin as Summer Fridays, thicker than Summer Fridays, more body. Clarins is also going to leave a soft little gentle tint on my lips. Clarins also has a very strong scent profile that I love. I think this is a raspberry flavor. This is the shade Plum. Feels incredible. Again, Mario has jojoba oil. Clarins has tons of oils, but slightly different build. Not relying on a polybutene story here or a hydrogenated polyisobutene for the shine. Beautiful. This I would feel like are two totally different purchases though, and I would justify these because this is more of a lip treatment for me and it always has been. This is more of a high shine item, even though it's nourishing and high shine. So now we're getting to our conclusion and I've taken you on this journey, right? Finally, House Labs who said, you know what? We know what's happened here. We're a really advanced company. We're gonna take the best of a balm, the best of a gloss, the best of a lip plumper. We're even gonna infuse more natural style plumping.
Would you say that House Labs is the smartest and did it right with the marketing?
Well, House Labs infused all of these attributes. They took everything that was the best parts of every single one of these items, including this item, and they made this, plus plumping. Some people hate plumping. That has an irritant. It's very soft because it's more of that skincare style plumper. So let's go ahead and let's do our classic swatch, the final one. And I chose Haus Labs to be last. This is Praline because Christina had a canker sore when she used the other one that looks more like this color.
Sorry.
Haus Labs versus Mario. Here we go. Very similar effect on lip. The real question is, are you interested in plumping agents, plumping ingredients, a plumping story? As over time, you will see an improvement in how full your lips look when you use Haus Labs. That's not something that you're gonna see when you use Mario. Actually, these shades look, I was not off on these shades. I did the right thing. Good.
Okay, good.
Go Alexis. Who is shinier? Who feels better? These feel the closest. If I had to say which two are the most alike to me, it's ironic that these two feel the most alike. I'd say there's a little bit more cushion by a 0.5% from my Haus Labs. And when I say cushion, I want you to think of a pillow in between your lips, and that's cushion. The conclusions I want to draw here for everybody so that they understand. An applicator. If you like this style of an applicator that's a silicone tip because it's easier to put on, great. If you prefer the flavor profile of this, great. All of these elements should be considered when you're making your decision, but I do want you to understand that we have never in history had so many different names for basically the same product. And that marketing is creating separation on the market for products that are just honestly the most addicting I think that we've ever been as a culture, right? We went away from bullet lipsticks. When's the last time people wore bullets? I'm trying to wear bullets. I'm trying to go back, but I'm so addicted to wearing these style of products. Now, the real question for you that won't be that clear because I can't make that decision for you is, are you gonna buy the Makeup by Mario lip glosses? And if so, what shade?
Thanks, baby. That was awesome.